Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. Aiden, Jimmy, it's prediction time. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Champions Cup. Finally, we start. Aiden, we haven't seen you in a while. You went back to the Zealand.
Yeah, bro, I
How's
was in
life been?
Rochelle. It's been good. I loved it. Home is where the heart is, so they say. The weather was good. It was much better than it was here in the UK. Daylight till 10 o'clock. I got back here and it was dark at 4. So I'm a bit depressed at the moment because I get home from work and it's already dark. So
Yeah.
I'm a bit sad.
It's actually ridiculous, right? Because I've never witnessed a cold December or a cold Christmas and stuff. And you guys are used to like 4 o'clock with the sun down and everything. Christmas Eve, there you go. Daylight out till about 10 o'clock in the evening.
That's just
So it's,
wrong.
yeah, well, if
Nah,
you compare it to like the movies and stuff, but I mean, we find it pretty nice. Great weather,
as
on the
someone
pool
who's
with a braai.
experienced both, I've experienced both winter and summer Christmas. Obviously, growing up in New Zealand, summer Christmas so much better, like
Yeah,
so much more enjoyable. Because Christmas Day here is like, you get up, it's cold, brilliant. Yeah, you look outside in England, no snow, so it's not even worth being cold. And then you have your Christmas dinner and it's dark, and that's the end of the night. In New Zealand, barbecue, massive
all
lunch, out in the
day,
sun
all
all
day.
day. Go to the
Yeah.
That
beach,
does
have a
sound pretty
swim.
good. But yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
brilliant.
because then for some reason it gets pretty chilly at night, right? And then you can just like chill, and then you get cozy. You're already a bit on the piss, right? Then you watch your movies and whatever. Well, they have to do it from like 3 because I can't see
Mm.
jack shit
All you
outside.
can do is just sit and watch TV all day, really.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting off track. Getting off track. Boys, as we said, Champions Cup prediction time. Jimmy, I trust it's going well. I didn't even ask you, but you were here the other day, so we don't care.
Yes.
Um, anyway, Friday night. This has the potential to already be match of the tournament. I think this is a certified banger that we're starting off this whole thing with. Bath taking on La Rochelle. Jimmy, I'm going straight to you. What's your thoughts on
I
that one?
I think this one could really just show how this group is going to go, really. Like Bath, I think they are probably going to end up finishing second in this group, and I think they'll get one over La Rochelle. Is it in Bath or is it in La Rochelle, if you know? Or
It's in Bath.
oh, I think Bath will win by about 5 points, really. I think they'll end up finishing second. I think they'll be end up above La Rochelle in this, and yeah, Bath to get it done by about 5 points, I think.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Bath, top of the Prem at the moment, playing some good rugby. Obviously, they were the finalists as well. I've called them to be one of my dark horses. I think the fact that they're in this pool of death will set them up nicely to just continue on facing the strong teams. La Rochelle, on the other hand, last season, obviously defending champions last season, didn't really play that well. Still got to what was it, a quarter final, and then just got steamrolled. They're not the same team as they were a few years back. Um, but I'm not going to sit here and slate them, right? They're not all of a sudden a bad team. They are a team that pitches up for the big moments. But I just think Bath will also be too strong enough. I'm also going Bath by. I'm going with a bit more. I think Bath start extremely strong. 9 point victory over La Rochelle. Aiden.
Old.
I'm just going to be different. I think La Rochelle will pull a sneaky one here. Uh, I've maintained that Ronan O'Gara speaking French to his team to hype them up is one of the best scenes in rugby ever. The Cork accent with French is something incredible. Um,
What do you think
and
about Peter Steve du Toit speaking Afrikaans to Luke Pierce?
yeah, that might be up there too. But I think he's going to give another one of those inspirational speeches in French slash Irish, and they're going to get up for it. And I think Bath will be rattled. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going to say La Rochelle by 4.
Getting it done away from home. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, obviously we know the French that they'll push, and I saw it in the previous comment section where it's like the French will probably try and push for the first couple of weeks, but as soon as they see okay, it's getting a bit tough or it's not likely, they'll just sack it and keep on focusing on the top 14, which is obviously interesting. Like just know your limits, but La Rochelle they will know what their limits are. They don't have any when it comes to this. They will push. That's what I'm saying. This could be a certified banger right from the start. Beautiful. Next up. Sharks versus Exeter in the Shark Tank. Just Exeter's been stinking out the place, really. Do we see any form of upset happening over here? I mean, the Sharks haven't really put any glory on themselves with some of their performances, but I mean, they should get the job done. Big moment, big players.
Yeah, I mean, all those players are like world class, proper world class. And even if the team, is struggling on like cohesion and form, just the level of players they have should be enough to get them across the line.
Yeah, Exeter also haven't even won a game in the Premier. They below Newcastle Falcons.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, I think obviously even with all that traveling down to South Africa, it'd be very tough. And I think not bad, sorry. Exeter will be probably focusing on just getting themselves going in the Premiership. Like obviously haven't got a win yet below Newcastle. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even send down a lot of their strongest players down. Like, and I think it'll be a dominant Sharks win. Sharks by at least 25, maybe 30 points.
Yeah, I agree. I just can't. I fully agree actually with you, Jimmy. I don't see them sending their strongest boys. They can't allow it right now to play in England, then fly down to South Africa. Obviously, then they have to come back to England all within like a week. No, I just see them binning off this game, and they probably know their chances are very very slim of getting through because obviously they are in the group with Toulouse and Bordeaux as well. So it's like. What what's your expectations really being Exeter? I just think send your rotational team, stay in the Premiership and focus on getting some wins there. So I'm also going like Sharks by 20, 22 points.
Yeah, I'll jump on that. Sharks by 20.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my, what's that? Clermont? Clermont versus Benetton as
Yeah.
well. Clermont, I think they're sitting in fourth. They've been doing a bit better with the top 14. But we spoke about it when Tiernan was on here as well. Clermont doesn't necessarily have the depth of the other top 14 teams. They might give it a little push at the start, see where they get, and then decide whether they go full strength from there on forward. But they should be strong enough to beat Benetton side. Like, surely. This is the
Yeah.
must-win game for them. This could set them up beautifully.
Yeah, I mean the Benetton side this year isn't quite as good as they were last year. Obviously, the team last year got them into the position to be in the Champions Cup this year, and they've got some class Italian players, obviously Menoncello and the likes. But I just feel like they're not quite gelling like they did last year, and not putting up the consistent performances that they were. So I think it'll be pretty tough for them to upset here.
Yeah, and it's in France as well. I don't see many teams upsetting a French team in France. Like those crowds are something crazy. Like you have to put
Yeah.
up a performance and a half to go there and get the victory. Just don't get that vibe from Benetton, really. Jimmy?
Yeah. I like Benetton, but realistically, they're out of their depth really in the Champions Cup. Like they're a Challenge Cup, like probably late knockout rounds side at best, really. And I think Clermont, they've been there, they've done that. They've been around, like they've got far in the Champions Cup and before. Yeah, they might not be able to play their strongest team all the time because of the competitive top 14. But yeah, I'd say this is probably their most winnable game that they have and could probably give them a good boost to make it through or make it into the Challenge Cup.
Hmm. Okay. Let's move to the Stormers, who's got a home game, but it's not played at home, which is ridiculous. So we're not playing in Cape Town. We're playing in Port Elizabeth, Quebeca, uh, taking on Toulon. Um, obviously Toulon, this tournament, bit of rugby heritage, they just know how to do it. I'm backing my boys. It's like plain and simple. You got to back your team. And for the way that we have just been terrible in the URC, maybe we just play the long game, and say, listen, we're going to surprise everyone in the Champions Cup. Let's just fully focus on the Champions Cup, go for a proper run in this one. Uh, I'm going Stormers win. It did look a lot better against the Sharks. I think there's a lot of it's one of those things. Cause the try got disallowed at the end against the Sharks, where it's like, okay, the Stormers are still shit. But if we won that game, it would have been, well, this Stormers team that's got all these injuries has just beaten a full stacked South African Sharks team. Never say die attitude. Right? It's very quick how the narrative flips. So I'm gonna back the Stormers to get it done at home. I'm not sure what team Toulon has sent down, but they're getting battered. Stormers by 12.
Yeah, I think if this was at a neutral venue or somewhere in Europe, we'd all probably be saying, yeah, Toulon's probably going to win this game. But it makes a huge difference having to travel to South Africa. And I mean, maybe it's not at home, maybe it's not in Cape Town, but it's still in familiar territory. So I think even with a struggling Stormers side, it's going to be a close game. I don't know who to pick to win. I said the Stormers on my live, so I guess I got to back that. But I'm going to go Stormers by 1 point.
I'll take it. I'll take it all day. Jimmy?
Yeah, I think, as Aidan said, traveling down to South Africa with the competitiveness of the top 14, I don't think Toulon will probably be able to afford to send down their strongest lineup. Even if it was their strongest lineup, like going down there, it's very tough on teams. And I think no matter what, I think Stormers will get the job done. In my opinion, out of all the South African teams, they are the team who can go the like quite that like over the years I've thought them to be the team who could go the furthest in Europe. Like last year, put up a very good performance against La Rochelle, like only losing by a point. Yeah, like I think Dormers by about 5 points.
Okay. So we're all backing the Stormers. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's that's obviously gonna be the thing, right? It's gonna be tough for teams to beat the South African teams in South Africa because of the traveling. And it's gonna be tough for the South African teams to beat the northern teams. That's usually how it is. Our teams do struggle when we travel. Well, especially when we just get there. So you need kind of that time to acclimatize, but you don't have that in this tournament. You've got to be there, you've got to be switched on, and you've got to win your games. And I think that's obviously a massive advantage for the Stormers in this fixture. Now, I feel like this one is a pretty easy one. I don't want to write off any teams, but even in the comment sections, from like the French people in the comment sections, I've seen people write this team off. Saints taking on how do you say it? Castres.
Yeah, that's around like yeah, cast kind of yeah. That's like
Yeah.
that's how I say it. Yeah.
We'll just run through it quickly. I'm going Saints by 9 points.
Yeah, I mean
Plain simple.
the Saints haven't been as good this year again as last year. Obviously, they won the premiership last year, um, and they just recently lost to Gloucester, I believe. But yeah, you gotta think that this is sort of the tournament they've been trying to target.
They're at home as well, right? So
Yeah, they're at home, so I just don't see them losing. I'm not going to write off any teams because you do that and you make an idiot of yourself online and everyone can see it. So
yeah,
I'm going to say Northampton to win, but yeah, I'm going to say 12 points.
yeah, that's fair enough. Jimmy, are you in the same boat?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go for a similar range. I'd say Northampton by about 12, maybe 15 points. Yeah, they went very far in the competition last year, lost a few big names, but yeah, like there is still a good squad there, and yeah, Northampton by
Well,
about 12 to 15.
do we reckon it's just a matter of time before everything starts clicking again for Saints? Because they were so good. It's not that I know they lost Courtney Laws. They might have lost some more players. I'm not too sure, right? Because I didn't follow them that closely. But it's still a class team. You still look at Alex Mitchell. He's obviously injured. He needs to come back. Finn Smith, um, Ollie Slido,
Huge
who's on
potential.
sensational form. Hendy is great, and he doesn't even play really. Tommy Freeman, Furbank. that's a lot of class. Augustus, Jorno Augustus, he's still there. Now, I'm not even sure, I don't even know all the players, but just those guys alone, those are high impact players. They know how to get the job done, and I'm sure when they have the likes of a Mitchell back, they can cause some serious damage. And at some point, it's going to click again because you don't go from playing the most beautiful and attractive rugby to just being in the slums and being in the dumps like you like shit. So yeah, that's just my point on it. Next up, Munster versus Stade Francais. Now, initially, I had Stade Francais in my top four, and Munster not. But I think the victory that Munster got this weekend over the Lions was massive for them in terms of confidence. And also, as I've read in the comments sections, people have been saying Stade Francais that they're a great team, their first team. But the thing is, they don't have that depth, and they don't necessarily send their strongest team. So that's why I switched the prediction as well to say Munster actually make it, and Stade Francais fall out. And the fact of the matter is, Munster at home, it's going to be tough for Stade Francais. I'm going with Munster to sneak over the line. Let's say, because Francais will put up a fight. 3 points. 3 points to Munster. Ugly victory, but they get it done.
Yeah, for me, this is the most 50-50 game uh, in the games for the first week. I think for me, it just happens that Munster is at home. They get their internationals back. Stade Francais, great side. Again, like you said, some people talked a little bit about their depth. But I just think it's going to be a gritty game, and it's going to be rubbish weather because it's in Ireland. So I think that cold, gritty, up the forward style of rugby is probably going to suit Munster a little better. And so I agree with you. I think they're going to take it over the line. We may as well ignore what he says because he's just going to hate on Munster because he's a Leinster fan. So his
Well,
prediction is useless.
well, Jimmy, what is the weather like in Ireland compared to France over this time of the year? Do you know?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, well,
Terrible this time of
is
year
is
here.
France just as cold?
Well, a lot of the French teams I think are really in like the south of France mainly, aren't they? So maybe they're not. It's probably a bit better over there. Like maybe if it was like like La Rochelle, I know it was rough when we went there last year. Like it was like a storm when we were playing there. But yeah, like Ireland's always quite bad conditions this time of year. And yeah, Munster, they've always in the last couple of years they've really struggled in the pool stages of the Champions Cup. Like I really wouldn't be surprised if they go out and get a comfortable lead in the first half or something, and they go and choke it and lose by 3 points, or like Stade Francais pull it back to within a score. But I'm actually going to go Stade Francais by 3 points.
Like I'm no weatherman, right? And I'm no biologist. Surely it's tough on everyone's body because I just keep on thinking about them having to travel to South Africa, coming out of the what's the temperature there? Like 2 degrees.
Well,
At
probably
night, yeah,
about
probably.
nine. Yeah,
Now
probably like
imagine
five
coming out of
maybe.
that and then coming into Cape Town and it being like 34. Or us going from like 34 into like 2 degrees. That is
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. So we all in agreement that Munster get it done. Or Jimmy, did you say Stade Francais get it done?
Stade Francais by three
At
points.
at at Munster's home ground.
Yeah, last year they did the exact same
Sure,
thing
buddy.
when
Sure.
when they went up 14 points against Bayonne, I think, and it ended up being a draw. And Northampton had a man sent off.
Jimmy,
I think Munster were in the lead, and they ended up losing it. And
Jimmy,
that was at Thomond Park. So yeah,
how many points do you reckon in your prediction is your bias worth? Do we reckon it's like 5, 6 points, 7 points,
um,
8 points?
maybe about 6 to 7 points.
Sweet. So he also thinks Munster will win by 3 points because he predicted Stade Francais to win by three. So we all agree Munster by three-ish.
Yeah. It's gonna be a scrappy victory. Either way, I
Yeah.
think this is gonna be a nail-biting game full of errors for some reason. Um,
Yeah, I
it
agree.
just it just feels like one of those. Um, okay, this is a big one. Saracens Bulls. Saracens at home. And I was fully like Saracens have been getting some form, but thing is they're still fourth in the Prem. Bulls, they have been up north now for a while. They have acclimatized. They have their strongest team. Everyone except for Kurtley Arendse. Right, so how many points do you deduct by taking out Kurtley Arendse alone?
Oh, probably about 7 to 14, probably.
No, because he doesn't create all that much, right? Like he's
No,
very
he's a
important to
finisher.
them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's a
really a
finisher.
finisher. Like, yeah.
I think the Bulls get it done. I was fully like Saracens, but I've switched it up now, and I think the Bulls get it done.
Yeah, I
But
feel like
also,
a bit of a parrot
do,
now
do,
because
do
I'm
you
just
do you
saying I
reckon
agree.
do you reckon Saracens are a bit hurt after that Falcons lost, or do you think that's the kind of loss to just put you further down the dumps?
It's hard because like that was a bit of a brutal loss, and you can either come back swinging or come back defeated, and only time will tell what sort of Saracen side turn up. But I I think this will be the upset. I think it is an upset if the Bulls win because Saracens at home is a huge advantage, especially facing a South African team. And even though they are acclimatized a bit better, it's not the same, right? It's not the same as playing there week in, week out. So it would be an upset, but I can just see it happening. Big forward pack going up against big forward pack, keeping it tight, and then spreading it to the wings. Obviously, no KLA, but I still think the Bulls can get it done.
Well, that's the thing, right? They played each other in the pool stages last year as well, and the Bulls smashed Saracens. They really
I think
did.
that was at
Obviously,
Loftus, wasn't it?
it wasn't a full strength Saracens team, but Jamie George was still there. Elliot Daly was still there. There was still a bunch of big names there. Thing is, this is the Bulls' final game of their tour before they come back home. Surely they want to end it on a high note. They've had a good tour in terms of how South African teams usually tour. They've had a good tour, and what better way to end it off, right? Because if they win this one, they know they're playing the other teams at Loftus, where they probably won't lose, right? Bulls just don't lose really at Loftus. If they win this one, they would in their head feel like they've kind of secured their spot into the next round. It would be a massive victory this one. Jimmy?
Yeah. Well, Saracens obviously with that big loss to Newcastle, this could either be where it just gets worse and worse for them, or I think they could bounce back from it. But the Bulls, it's going to be a very tough game for them. And yeah, I do think they'll bounce back, but yeah, like yeah, that was a tough loss for them, and they'll really want to prove themselves. But yeah, the Bulls, obviously their last game up in Europe, they'll go back down to South Africa, as you said. That would be a very big like mental win for them.
Mm.
But yeah, I think Saracens will get the job done. I'd say it'll be narrow, but this Saracens will be about 7 points maybe.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This we're going onto Glasgow versus Sale now, and I feel like doing a bit of a disservice to Sale, but I see about them winning this game 2% chance. Basically, just 2%. It's based on two factors. Glasgow, home record, extremely good. They were one of my dark horses as well that I've called for. Because if they top pool four and they get home playoff games, I just don't see a bunch of teams beating them. Maybe Leinster goes there and causes the upset victory. Maybe Toulouse goes there. But not even that feels like a certainty. It's like Glasgow at home feels like a different monster. Now, in saying that, Scarlets pulled them very close at home this weekend. Obviously, they didn't have their strongest team, but I think that was like the perfect thing that Glasgow kind of needed, even. It was like, okay, that's a wake up call. Second half, they fixed up, they beat Scarlets at the end. They'd be like, okay, we got away with one. Home record still intact. And now we're playing the Sale Sharks, and we know we can't rest up. We know we've got our big boys back. Tuipulotu, Hugh Jones, the likes of those guys, all back. I think they absolutely blitz the Sharks by like 15, 16 points.
I know someone that'll be unhappy to hear
I
that
do not care.
prediction. But yeah, I mean,
Rose will understand. She'll understand.
I just think that yeah, Glasgow at home. I think what they were almost unbeaten there for like 2 seasons. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I love the way they play. They're exciting. They've got probably one of the most exciting attacks in any of these teams.
Yeah.
That back three of theirs is singing right now. So yeah, I mean everyone's got a puncher's chance, right? But as I said before, I don't want to just discount a team completely because it comes back to bite you. But I agree. I think Glasgow win relatively comfortably. I would say 15 points.
15 points. We are a lot the same tonight, Darren.
Yeah, I know. I feel like a parrot. I feel like I'm just repeating what you say, but I agree.
The next one, I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Jimmy, if you could say
Yeah,
something, what would you say?
I would say Glasgow by about 8 to 10 points. Yeah, Sale, I think they're in decent form in the Premiership, but yeah, Glasgow very tough place to go, so Glasgow by about 8 to 10 points.
Well, they just beat Tigers down, right? So,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
which is obviously a good thing that they'll get some confidence from that. It's just purely based on Glasgow. Don't lose that out. I really love the coach of Glasgow, Franco Smith. Wow, like seriously, smash the bag on him. If the Sharks can get Franco Smith, they will never lose a game. You will see to lose type shit at the Sharks. I'm telling you now. He is absolutely ridiculous what he's done to this Glasgow team. Racing versus the Harlequins. Uh, is this the Sunday games now that I started that I'm talking about now?
I think
No,
that's the
not
no,
last
yet.
Saturday.
that's the last of the Saturday night games, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we end off with Racing versus Harlequins. I don't really know about Racing. They're like this team, right? That has got all the stars, even last season, and then they just don't win games. Just feels like I completely forgot. I told you you can go first. Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I think what Racing, they're like the team that only buys tens, like throughout their history. They see a 10 and they spend all their money on it. They've had DC, Johnny Sexton, they've got Owen Farrell at the moment, Finn Russell. They just splash their cash at the number 10. Um, so it'll be interesting to see what Owen Farrell versus Marcus Smith
That is talk of the
in
town,
this
eh?
battle. And I'm excited for that because a lot of people in the English camps have been calling for Faz back because they're not 100% sold. But obviously, Marcus Smith has been excellent in the Autumn Nation series. And he always cooks at club level. Like Marcus Smith at the Quins is like a world beater 10.
Well, have you been watching the Prem this season?
Not a lot of it, a little bit here and there when I
Has he been cooking without Andre Estres in there?
he's been doing pretty well. He hasn't been as amazing as he has been in the past, but he's still been like good, like to the level of his international stuff this year.
Okay.
Um, I just think Quins win this. I'm not having the best season they've ever had, but I just think they're
Remember,
exciting.
Racing's at home. It's in France.
Racing's at home, which is a big thing. Obviously, we've talked about the French sides,
Faz, Arundel,
fans,
um,
but I think it's the right occasion for someone like a Marcus Smith to just sort of dismantle a team. Um, and I could see him do it at the club level. So I'm going to pick Harlequins to win by. I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna get Harlequins to win by 17 points.
Bold, very bold.
okay, Jimmy, you go.
Yeah, it's almost like an all English affair here. Like we have like Racing have Owen Farrell, Arndale, like Harlequins playing in the Premiership, with, like the likes of Marcus Smith. But yeah, Marcus Smith for the Quins is unbelievable, and yeah, like Racing, they do love to put a lot of their focus on the Champions Cup and then never really get the results. But I think I think they'll actually get the job done. I think it'll be Racing by about 5 points, maybe.
I agree. I think Racing do it by like 9, 10 points at home. Not because Owen Farrell beat Marcus Smith, but just purely Harlequins got absolutely bulldozed by Bristol. Bristol's great, by the way. If I had to support a
Yeah.
Prem team, it would be Bristol. But I just think Racing at home, Harlequins look a bit vulnerable at the moment. I do like the talent that Racing have. Obviously, Achiva Daimani is there. who just came off the Stormers. So I'll be excited to see the way that he's playing at the moment. So I'm gonna back Racing to get it done by 9, 10 points. I think it's like gonna be like one of those games where Racing takes an early lead or Harlequins, and the other team comes back, and then right at the death they maybe score like 2 tries, 3 points in it for Racing, and then they just score another try to secure the victory. That's how I kind of see it playing out. But I do believe one team will have a big lead and the other team will come back. It's just my opinion on it. Then moving on to the Sunday games, we'll be able to fly through the next two probably. And then the last one is a saucy one. Bordeaux to smash Leinster. Leicester Tigers. Are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Fair enough,
Pinot
yeah.
back? Does anyone know?
Sure.
Was
I
he
think
playing
so.
for France? Or did he
No,
get
he
injured?
wasn't. But I think he is back for Champions Cup. I think.
Yeah. Thing is, Leicester Tigers, they've been fine in the Premiership, right? They've been looking a lot better under Michael Cheika. But Bordeaux, after getting smacked by Toulouse in the top 14 final, comes back this season. They've already beat Toulouse, and I don't think it was a weak Toulouse side. I think they beat the full strength Toulouse side. You look at that team with Luku Jalibert, who's just signed until 2028. I saw that. Louis Bilberet. If Peno's back, him as well. They had a great
Yeah.
season last season with a little hiccup there in the quarterfinal where they fell out against Harlequins. Bordeaux I'm going by 30 points, 32 points.
Yeah. I mean, Leicester Tigers are doing all right. I mean, again, I'm worried about jumping in and just saying this outrageous prediction and then being laughed at when I get it completely wrong, like I did in some of the Autumn Nations. But I have to agree. I just see this Bordeaux side. They've got some real superstars in their team, and they're on form. Like BLBRA at the moment is electric. He might be one of the form wingers in the world at the moment. And I just see them like racking up points quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go slightly less by 25. Bordeaux
Yeah.
by 20.
Listen, we've only got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left of this stream. There's only the two games. So, Jimmy, well, we can fly through this one.
Yeah.
I don't want to smack Ulster down, but they're playing against Toulouse. Toulouse at home. What are we going? Toulouse
Oh,
by 25, 28?
Toulouse by 30.
Toulouse by 30?
Surprise
Yeah.
package. I'm going to lose by 7. I think it's going to be a close game.
I'll go middle ground and say Toulouse by 19. I don't think
Ulster are
Ulster's a
pretty
team that
poor.
you can just maul. It doesn't feel like Ulster's a team that you just smack down and beat down and whatever. They'll always find a way to have a nitty-gritty performance somewhere. But 19 is still a bit of a humbling. Anyway, finally, Bristol Bears versus Leinster. Bristol Bears at home. Jimmy, quickly talk about your team. We've got 1 minute and 50 left.
We have Jordy Barrett hopefully going to be in the team. Yeah. Bristol second in the Premiership at the minute. People are saying it's going to be
Tied for
a
first.
win for a lot of people are saying it's going to be a Bristol win, but I
No
think
one's
it's going to be
saying that.
Lens.
That is a lie. That is a blatant
Well,
lie.
I've heard that being thrown around, but yeah, I've heard that be thrown around, but yeah, I'd say it's going to be Leinster by about 10 or so points, maybe. Yeah, I think Leinster just far too strong.
I think Jimmy heard it from me because I'm going to back a surprise package. Even with the brother Geordie going to Leinster, fair dues to him. I think he'll play great. That's all that matters to me, that Geordie plays well. But I forgot the Bears are playing stunning rugby at the moment.
Oh,
I haven't
really
been watching much
beautiful.
Premiership, but I have seen a few Bears games. And I think if I was, like you said, casual, if I was going to support a team in the Prem, it would be the Bears. We only got a little bit of time. So I'm going to say the Bears pull off an upset. Give me the Bears by 7.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm still going to back Leinster. They haven't been too convincing, right? They haven't looked like they've gotten out of second gear. They haven't put up any great performances, really. But just because they've made it look easy against everyone, I think the first hard battle that they'll get pushed to the end. I'm going Leinster by 4 points.
Fair
Everyone, thank
enough.
you very much for watching. We've got like 5 seconds left, so please do remember to like and subscribe. We do appreciate you guys, and we will see you next time for the review. Bye bye.